Our convener for these last 2 days has been Wambui Gaitha, who is the CEO of Regal Africa Group. And she's an international trade and investment expert. And she's been focusing on this whole thing of trying to make us all wealthier and wiser when it comes to money and when it comes to growing wealth, given her background in finance and in banking, as well as law. And this background and experience has spanned multiple continents and has happened over the last couple of decades.
Hello and welcome.
So can I finish and then we play the video? Thank you. So really, Anne's passion has really and truly been about how she can pay this forward, about how especially Africans, both on the continent and in the diaspora, can help bring our continent to the fruition of the potential that she holds. And so I'm really excited that this is the second year that she's doing this Africa Wealth Conference. She does so not only by bringing all these amazing speakers together, but even in her day-to-day work and her day-to-day life as Regal Africa Group, she provides business coaching as well as wealth coaching for leaders and influencers, and really getting people to understand how not only wealth is created, but how it is transferred efficiently, and how you can do so across multiple instruments, what it means to have a diversified portfolio, and really getting into the nitty-gritty of the different tools and investments that are out there. So don't get overwhelmed when you are thinking about how you're going to build your wealth. The idea is that you can reach out and you can call Anne and her team, and they will really, truly help you get there. So welcome, Anne, to this afternoon session on building wealth. As somebody who has been a member of the diaspora, I feel that you are truly well placed to lead this afternoon session, where we're really tapping into the diaspora network that exists. Over to you, Anne.
All right, thank you, Angeshi, for that wonderful introduction and painting a picture about what it is that we do at Regal Africa and the work that I'm on a mission to, which is to help all Africans and Africans in the diaspora to create generational wealth. So to start off this Diaspora Wealth Session, I really wanted to take some time to just showcase what it is that we're doing at the Regal Africa Group, really under what we call Regal Africa Diaspora Connect. In this journey of helping Africans and Africans in the diaspora to create wealth in a sustainable manner, what we've realized the only sustainable way to do it is through trade and investment. And once we have that trade right, once we have the investments right, then now we can be able to then now transfer the wealth to the next generation. And I believe that for Africa to rise, for Africans to take advantage of this time in history, where there's a lot of opportunity, where we can connect through technology and we can be able to build relationships. It's very, very, very important that we're trading with one another, that we are investing with one another. And so that is the work that we're doing at Regal Africa Diaspora Connect. I just want to go ahead and just showcase exactly what it is that we're doing at Regal Africa. And like I said, it won't take a lot of time, but we really want to showcase that the diaspora is the key to unlock the great potential that is on the African continent. And we say that diaspora has to engage in order for us to have economic prosperity. So we at Regal Africa are right at the middle, right? We are the unit that is bridging, connecting the diaspora to people on the African continent. And like I mentioned, it's between trade and investment. Now, for most people, when they think about they think about diaspora engagement and economic prosperity, they pretty much think about just the investment side. So that has been our experience in Regal Africa, where we find a lot of the diaspora saying we want to come in and we want to invest on the continent, which is a great thing, because again, in Africa, there's so many opportunities. When you are in the diaspora, you do have the opportunity to get capital, affordable capital, that then you can invest on the continent and get and you can get really great return. For the diaspora that is on this session, what I really wanted to highlight again are 3 core industries that we believe you need to be looking at. You should have this in your investment portfolio so that you can create wealth for yourself and generations to come. The first thing really is around agribusiness. So agribusiness is a way for us at Regal Africa to help you to invest in the right opportunity. And agribusiness looks at the whole value chain from production all the way to consumption. And we're really talking about value addition. So when you're looking at agribusiness, we're saying, do you understand the opportunity in regards to food? Food security is a big issue in Africa. And what I always say is, as Africans, we feed the world, but then we have people on the continent who do not have access to food. So we need to fix that. So the opportunity really is on food. The opportunity is also in beverages. So if you notice, if you're going, when you think about Ethiopia, you think about coffee. If you're thinking about Kenya, where I'm from, you think about tea. So there's a lot of opportunity around the agribusiness space. And like I said, there's food and beverage. We also look at fashion. We look at fashion and we look at beauty, because that undercurrent is actually agribusiness. I don't know if you can see what I'm wearing, but I have this amazing top from a brand called Tipis in Sierra Leone. And this is the work that we're doing. So at Regal Africa, we're saying they're great African brands in fashion. Can the rest of the world know about them? We also see a lot around the beauty space, so skincare products, hair products. And so what we're saying for the diaspora to connect, you can invest in agribusiness and not only look at it as farming, but look at it as the whole value chain. The other thing that the diaspora needs to be looking at is, of course, real estate. Real estate is a true and tested asset class. So if you're looking to invest on the continent, you want to be able to invest in real estate, whether it's residential or commercial. But the key here is you want to invest in well-planned real estate projects and you want to focus on cash flow. The third thing that I'm encouraging a lot of the diaspora to do is to really look at business funding. As a former banker, I understand, I know a lot of businesses, a lot of people are looking for capital to invest. But because of the nature of banking, bankers are very conservative. So that is where you as the diaspora come in, the opportunities for you to invest and put money into businesses, and then you can be able to get a really good return. So you act like a banker. So now the question is, how do you structure that? That is something that you can talk to us at Regal Africa as advisors to help you. How do you get into business funding? How do you become an angel investor? How do you offer private debt or private equity? So that is the first thing that we at Regal Africa are doing, as saying, yes, we've had this conversation around investing on the continent, but now we're saying, can we focus on the opportunities? And like I said, we at Regal Africa have highlighted 3 opportunities. But if you're looking at other opportunities, we can always do research and connect you with the right advisors who understand those other industries. Now, when it comes to trade, now this is where I think we have actually not taken advantage of the opportunity. For example, I'm in Kenya. I am a diaspora returnee because I lived in the US for over 15 years, so I understand the American market. What we haven't done as the diaspora, for example, in the US, is take advantage of AGOA. AGOA is a US state initiative to allow African products to come into the US duty-free. I tell a lot of people, a lot of the brands, you know, the Levi's, the Tommy Hilfiger, the big brands, take advantage of this initiative in order for them to be able to invest in Africa, get into manufacturing in these special purpose zones or export processing zones, and then they export products into the US duty-free, so it costs less to them. But as Africans in the diaspora, are we taking advantage of that? Do we know the trade agreements that are possible so that we can be able to find the right African brand, like I said, brands in fashion, brands in food and beverage, brands in beauty, brands in flowers, right? Are we taking advantage to know Where are the flowers being produced on the continent? I live in Kenya. Most of our flowers that we have in Kenya are shipped, for example, to the Netherlands. And then from the Netherlands, they're exported around the world. But if you know that, then the best thing is to say, how do I get Kenyan flowers into the US market or into the Canadian market or into the Asian market? Because you live in that particular region, you understand the market and what it needs. So our goal as Regal Africa is to make sure that you understand the opportunities on the continent. We map out the African continent. There are some countries which are big in gold, others in oil, others in tea, others in avocado, some in wine, some in flowers. So if you know what country is producing what, then you're able to understand what are the opportunities in the market. And then you can buy these African products or these African brands, and then you're able to do the business in your particular country. So that means you're actually creating wealth outside the continent, but you are supporting the continent because you're buying products from Africa, selling them in whatever country that you were born or raised, and you're making money for yourself and generations to come. So the idea here is really to take advantage of this opportunity, like I said, of all these trade agreements that are being negotiated by African governments, so that you can be able to now start import and export business, be part of global trade, and together we can be able to create wealth for the generations to come. There are 54 African countries. And so again, I always tell Africans around the world, if you're not born on the continent, then what you want to do is just come on the continent, travel. I say travel to Kenya, travel to any other country, travel to Ghana, travel to South Africa or Nigeria or Chad or even Morocco. Just come on the continent, understand what the opportunities are, and start connecting. Because once we start connecting, once we start building relationships as Africans and Africans in the diaspora, we will then be able to see how connected we are, why we want the same things. And once we build trust, we will then now be able to actually do business. And if we do business, if we trade with one another, if we invest in each other's projects, then guess what? We all win. We create wealth for our families. And like I said, it then trickles down to generations to come. So with that being said, I hope I have painted a picture of really what Regal Africa Diaspora Connect is looking to do. You in the diaspora want to trade with the African continent. All you need to do is just reach out to us at info@regalafrica.co.ke. We'll be able to see if you're interested in real estate, what projects are available. If you're interested in being an angel investor, different business funding opportunities, we can be able to see how to link you with that. If you're interested in agribusiness, again, we at Regal Africa will be able to support you. And if you're saying, we want to be able to sell African products into the US market, right? Whether it's coffee, tea, beauty, fashion, like I said, I won't keep repeating, but the opportunities are there. Even things like diamonds, gems, you know, a lot of people around the world actually buy these products, but do you hear about African brands? So we need to start thinking about African brands, exporting them to the rest of the world, move from the idea of just selling commodities, be part of the value chain, be part of adding value. And once we do that, then we all create wealth, and it all becomes economic prosperity for people on the continent and for Africans around the world. So that is something that I'm really championing. It is a department that we have said at Regal Africa is very, very key. We cannot leave the diaspora behind. And that's why when we're putting together this African Wealth Conference, we say, yes, we are thinking about creating wealth. We are thinking about managing wealth, but we cannot do that without the African diaspora. And so with that, I hope this has opened up your eyes. If you have more questions, reach out to us on email or call us, and we'll be able to have these conversations about how can you trade with Africa? How can you invest with Africa? And then it's going to be good for all of us.